What's going on? What is happening? That was a weird delay for me for going live. That was weird. I saw it connecting to some things, but not everything. So anyway, hey, I wanted to come on and chat with you all about something that I think holds a lot of us back, myself included. Danielle Rowe, how are you? And of course, you already shared this out because that's how you are. You rock like that. So, I want to talk about how mistakes could be holding you back. I know that my mistakes in life um, have definitely held me back. Whoa, what in the world was that just popped up? Colleen, how are you? Good to see you. I don't know what Opufur just put in there, but that was a long comment. So I had a great conversation today with a client of mine about how we allow our mistakes that we make in life to hold us back from achieving great things. And, you know, look, the people that are out here on planet Earth, is that LaDon Townsend? Oh my goodness. How in the world are you, LaDon? Good to see you. Lisa Marie Kennedy. Oh my gosh. Look at all these rock stars popping in here. Colleen, thank you for sharing. So, I have made an unbelievable amount of mistakes in my life. I just have. It's the way that it is. It's called life. Like anybody that comes off and acts like they're perfect or that they haven't made mistakes in life, you need to just like disconnect from them, run from them because they're full of it. Like nobody comes out of the womb knowing how to walk, right? And Tony Robbins uses this analogy talking about, hey, a baby, how many times do we allow a baby to attempt walking before we shut that program down? Before we say, no more, no more, you can't try walking anymore. Like it's just not going to work out. We tried and you keep falling. And so as you keep falling, we're just going to have to shut this whole program down. So, by the way, there are all kinds of people sharing this. Jesus, thank you for sharing. Tammy, how are you? Good to see you. Terrence, what's up? Joe Ingram is perfect. Just so everybody knows, Joe is perfect. Mistakes have been a blessing. So, look, I used to drink, I used to consume alcohol, a lot of it. And when I was doing that and acting the fool, I made a lot of mistakes. But guess what? Even sober, 17 and a half years sober, I still, we make mistakes. It's called being a human being. It's called being human. So, what is it that Joe is imperfect? Yeah, he might be. So what mistakes have you made in your life? See, I teach people how to do live streaming and interact with an audience and things like that, right? So what is it that's stopping you or somebody that like we all know those people that could be so much more in life but they're just not, right? Why? What is it that's holding them back? What is it that's stopping them from knocking on 100 doors a day? What is it from holding them back from picking up the phone and making 100 phone calls? What is it that is holding them back from doing, one or two or three live streams every day to tell people about who they are and what they do? What is it that's holding people back? And I truly think that the fear of being judged either on previous mistakes or we're already judging ourselves on those previous mistakes. I really think that those mistakes are what hold us back in life. Like, screwed up, and you keep telling yourself that story over and over and over about how you messed up, and if you can't like, get on and on with your life and like keep moving forward, then you're going to stay stuck where you are. So, right, Colleen, it's fear. Absolutely, it's fear. When you're living paralyzed in fear, it holds you back. It absolutely will hold you back. I've made mistakes and went, I can't go live and talk about the mistakes that I've made. I can't go live and have, my closest friends or family jump on, and what if they get on and talk about my mistakes and tell everybody that I'm not perfect? That's the thing, is we're not, no, none of us are. Not one single person is perfect on this planet. Nobody. So you can't, you can stay stuck. You can stay stuck, or you can say, wait a minute. What if you have some sort of specialized knowledge that the world needs to know about, but you're allowing the fear of being judged or the fear of your mistakes being found out or whatever, you're allowing those to stop you from coming on and telling people about it, about what you know, right? You gotta let that go. You gotta let it go. Those mistakes, no thank you. No thank you for what? What part did I miss? I must have said something. I apologize. There's a huge delay tonight. But those mistakes are the things that will hold people back. Those mistakes. They've held me back. They've held me back many, many, many times. Look, all I know is this, is when I make a mistake and I realize I made the mistake, as quickly as I possibly can, I own it. I own it. Like, as soon as you can own your mistakes, they don't have as much power over you. It's when you're not owning your mistakes that it has power over you. And then you take measures, you take actions to correct your mistake if you can. If you can't correct your actions, if you can't correct the mistake immediately, then at least communicate with the other party involved, or if there is another party, communicate and try like crazy to make right with your mistake. Try to make it right. And I'm being serious. And that's one of the hardest things that I have ever had to do in my life was, own up to all of the errors, all of the faults that I had, and all of the blatant mistakes that I made intentionally. When I was drinking, I was not a good person. I just was not a good person. Hey, Hasim, how you doing? Good to see you. Like, I was a walking mistake. And I lived in denial, not just the denial about the drinking and the acting insane. Hey, Mari Carr, how you doing? Hola. But the mistakes, the insanity behind. And by the way, if you guys aren't seeing all of this, it's because some of it's coming through on Periscope. So I don't know what saludos means. Buenas noches. What's that mean? España. Is that Spanish? Spain? I don't know. Somebody help me out here. I need a translator. All right. So look, if you are living in the pain of your mistakes and it's stopping you from reaching the next level, then you need to own up to your mistakes. That's the very first thing. That's what I had to do. That's what I've seen the most successful people in the world and the happiest people in the world are always the first ones to say, hey, you know what? I messed up. I screwed up and I need to correct this error, right? Oh, it means greetings. Greetings, Maricar 474998814. That's a long number. So, no, no, hablas español, no, no, no hablo español. Did I say that right? So, no hablo español. Where's Richard Trevino when you need him? Like my brother from Texas. So, are mistakes holding you back in your life? You know, I'm 51 years old, and I think about all of um the times I've beat the crap out of myself over and over and over, and didn't go do what I knew I needed to do. I didn't go, Colleen, tag Richard so he can come in here and translate. But I didn't do what I knew I needed to do. I didn't go out and really, yo no hablo inglés. What's that mean? I know kind of what that means. Yo no hablo inglés. That means I don't speak English. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, so like we're having a Spanish lesson tonight all of a sudden. That's awesome. So, what was I saying? I'm sorry. I got thrown off track there. But, you know, the errors in judgment, the mistakes that you've made in your life, are they holding you back? Are they holding you back? And I know that my mistakes have held me back. I didn't want to do a live stream because I was afraid that somebody that knows about my mistakes might jump on and talk about my mistakes, or I didn't want to, you know, whatever. And here's, at the end of the day, like who cares? Who cares? In the Bible, Jesus said, you know, ye among you without sin cast the first stone. Like, we all mess up, man. We all make mistakes. You gotta let that go. And one of the best ways, and I had a long conversation with somebody today, a client of mine, the best way to get your name out, the best way to get your name out, your message out about what you do. What does this mean? All right, I've got a translator. Un momento, por favor. I know what that means. Un saludo, buenas noches. I don't know what that means. Un saludo, buenas noches. I don't know what that means. So somebody's going to translate that for me, though. Tammy Louise Rodriguez. I'll bet you that she could translate that. So, like, everybody makes mistakes. So whenever I'm talking to anyone, when I'm doing a live stream like this, I've had crazy people come on my live streams. When I was doing a lot of Periscopes, greeting for a good night. Pronuncias muy bien el español. What's that mean? Pronuncias muy bien. That means I pronounce my Spanish well. Is that what that means? I don't know what I don't know what that means. So back to what I was saying before the Spanish lesson. So I know I got that right. I pronounce my Spanish very good, right? Rick Shavusti, how in the world are you? So that dude right there rocks. So don't allow your like, I know that I started 75 hard in July of last year, and my wife and I finished it in October of last year. And there's a private Facebook group called 75 Hard with Ken Walls. And there's about 290 members in there, I believe. And a lot of people came in to start Adios. I know what adios means. Adios. Mucho gracias. So in those 200 and hasta pronto, I know what pronto means. I don't know what hasta means. Hold it. See, or that must mean see you soon. I'll bet that means see you soon. Because like hasta mañana is see you tomorrow, right? So hasta pronto, pronto is quickly or soon. So see you soon. See. Hasta pronto. All right. So in the group of 75 Hard with Ken Walls, there are about 290 people. And I believe that it may have been out of 290 people, 15 or 20 that actually completed 75 Hard. I don't think there was any more than that. And I may be estimating pretty high. I was one of them. Muy bien. Very good. Hasta la. I don't know what próxima means. I don't know what that means. Very close. No. Anyway, so geez. And here's the thing. A lot of people started 75 Hard and they didn't finish 75 Hard because maybe they broke one of the rules. They didn't drink their whole gallon of water for one day, or they forgot to take a picture, or my friend Linda Ann Barber got to day 13, I think, and she realized that she forgot to take a picture. So she had two choices: start over at day 1 or quit and give up and say, I did 13 days of 75 Hard and I screwed up and I didn't restart. She made a mistake and then she owned it. She owned it. She didn't try to lie her way through it. She owned her mistake. And she said, you know what? I screwed up, but I am not giving up. And that woman plowed her way back through starting at day 1, and she finished 75 Hard. She didn't let her mistake define her. She didn't let her mistake hold her back from the blessings of the benefit of 75 Hard is ridiculous. The benefits of doing it. So when you make a mistake, and you're going to make a mistake, heck, you may feel like you made a mistake getting on this live stream tonight, and I don't blame you. I've been going through a Spanish lesson tonight. But when you make a mistake, you don't let it define you. Thank you, Eric Brower. I appreciate you. Thank you for that, bro. Thank you. Eric Swanson. Dude, there's 2 Erics in there. I almost got you mixed up as the same one. What's up, dude? So when you make an error, you just own it. You just own the mistake. It's a mistake. And there's nobody perfect on this planet. There are a lot of people walking around out here on planet Earth that would love for us to believe that they are perfect. And here's the thing. We know they're not. We want to strive for that, obviously, but like it's never going to happen. The only perfect people I know are laying in a grave somewhere. I mean, that's it. Once you leave this body, then you become perfect. Until then, Eric, that's hilarious. That is so funny. He's talking about a video that I posted. He's talking about a video that I posted earlier on Facebook. So like you're as long as you're walking around in this meat suit right here, as you're walking around in your body on this planet and you're trying to interact with other human beings, right? Your mistakes are going to come up. They're going to happen. You're going to get cheated on. You might be the cheater. You might, who knows? Things are going to happen. You're going to be late on bills. I've had cars repossessed. I've had my electric turned off. I've had everything that could possibly go wrong in my business go wrong. I've had, and in my life, it's going to happen. But you get to choose on whether or not you allow it to define you. You get to choose on whether or not it's going to define who you are and who you become and what you become. You get to choose that. It's a choice. And yes, there are people out here in La La Land. And no, I'm not talking about California. Although we could go there, but we won't because I have a lot of great friends in California. But there are people in La La Land, the internet out here on social media, that want you to believe that they are perfect and you are flawed. Because if you are flawed and they can convince other people that you're flawed, then they think in some sick way that they're perfect or that they're better than you or that they're elevated above you. And here's the thing. No, they're not. They're not. I also need to I threw my dude, somebody else commented on that and said she threw her phone. I almost did. I screamed like a little girl the first time I saw it. Look, there if you're not doing live stream, if you own a business of any kind, I don't care what kind of a business you own, if you own a business and you're not doing live streaming, you are missing out. And I'm not talking about doing live streams, talking about how awesome you are. That's not what I'm talking about. If that's what you're doing on live streams, I promise you, you're doing it wrong. Promise you. And you could get a whole lot more engagement and a lot more people watching your live streams and sharing your live streams if you go live and talk about how awesome other people are. If you go live and you help promote other people, you lift other people up, right? And you forget about the mistakes. Colleen, it's on my Facebook page. Oh my gosh, it is so funny. It really is hilarious. You got to go watch the attack squirrel thing. It's so funny. Eric says, live stream scares me. I'm shy. Yes, I know. So look, Jim Estes says, never will forget the day your car got repossessed and we talked and I had 50 yeah. Jim had 50 cars repossessed. Yeah. And that made me in a weird way feel a little bit better about my life. Jim is awesome, by the way. You guys should follow Jim Estes. He is freaking an amazing dude. So, you know, if you have a business and you're not live streaming and you're not getting your message out there, and I'm not saying, you know, don't ever bring up your business. Obviously, bring up your business. That's what it's about. I'm talking about doing live streams, getting out there, getting over the fear of the past mistakes that you've made. Getting over that, man, because we all make them. I still make them. We all do. Everybody does. Jim is like, he owns half of California. I'm kidding. He's doing well in life, right? And Jim is as real as it gets. As real as it gets. It doesn't get any more real than that dude right there. And I don't even know how many car dealerships do you own, dude? But like, you know, he's like, don't brag about me. I can just hear him right now going, don't do that. But, you know, like, how many mistakes have you made in your life in the past, whether it was 5 minutes ago or 5 decades ago? How many mistakes have you made in your life that are currently holding you back from amazing success and or happiness in your life. Seriously. We should do a live show that follows peeps when they get in their cars repossessed, and we try to I love that. That's a great idea. Like, hang in there, bro. We've been there. I hate it. I hate it when people say that. Like seriously, like, hang in there. It's going to get better. Dude, what kind of advice is that? That's depressing advice. Don't tell me that. Tell me something real. Tell me something that's going to get me out of this situation. What is it I can do? And then break it down for them. Talk them through it. What can you sell? What do you have to sell that you're not using in your house, right? How many doors could you go knock on right now? If you own a car dealership, man, go door to door and sell those cars if you have to. Do whatever it takes, man. I started my business with a loan, and here's the loan amount right there. Whoa, I almost showed you my credit card number. Right here. I started with that amount of money right there. $20. $20 is what I started with that day. It was a loan. A $20 loan. And I was terrified. I had to put $10 gas in my car. I had to buy a pack of smokes because I smoked back then. So I needed those. Those were $3. I had $7 left. $7. And I was like, I'm eating the McDonald's dollar meal menu today. I got to go make a sale. I got to figure this out. And I went out and I knocked on doors and knocked on doors and knocked on doors and knocked on doors and got no. And I'm sure I was coming off like a desperate fool because I was terrified. I needed to make it happen. My life had reached a point where I was done, broke, done. And I had to go make it happen. Dude, I'm not coming out to NADA, bro. I'm not going to be there. Wish I was there just to hang out with you though. But look, you can make anything happen. You can turn anything around. You can make as many mistakes as you possibly could imagine making, and you can turn your life around. You can turn your situation around like that. But you got to get out of the feeling sorry for yourself mode. Maybe you've had your heart broken. Maybe you've had your heart ripped out. Maybe you've been cheated on. Maybe you were the cheater. Whatever it is, like, you don't have to stay on that path. You can change your mindset at any time and then change your behavior at any time. And guess what happens when you change your mindset and you change your behavior? Guess what follows? Any ideas? What follows after that is you change the results in your life and things start showing up that are much, much, much greater for you. Much greater for you. So listen, I don't want to keep going on, but I had this conversation with a client today, and I said, man, the mistakes you've made are holding you back. Your mistakes are holding you back. And it's not even like because you screwed up so bad. That's not why. It's because you won't let it go. You've been forgiven, man. Let it go. Oh, but you don't understand. My family hates me because I got drunk that one Thanksgiving and broke grandma's vase thing that her ashes are in. What are those things called? I'm kidding. But like, whatever, right? You screwed up. And then the cat, isn't that off of a movie? It is. It's off of Meet the Parents, I think. God has a bigger plan. Amen. Amen, Jim. That's right. Amen. Like, God has a bigger plan. There's a much bigger plan for you than your mistakes. Those mistakes are actually paving the way for you. Urn. It's called an urn, right? You broke grandma's urn and at Thanksgiving, and you're like, my family's they won't forgive me because the cat pooped in grandma's ashes and or what. No, I'm kidding. That's now I'm getting a little morbid, but my point is you can make any mistake. It is what it is. Like, you're going to make mistakes. That's life. That's just the way that it goes. And look, it's those mistakes that the story we're telling ourselves right there over and over and over in our minds. That's what stops us from tapping into our greatness. It's that. So you got to let that go. A very wise man told me, challenged me actually, to write down 60. His name is Damien Boudreau. If you don't know that guy, you need to, because he is a phenomenal human being. Damien Boudreau said, write down 60 positive I am statements, affirmations, and they all have to be adjectives. I'm like, what? I don't even know what that means. So I had to talk it through, and I looked it up, and I researched it, and I'm like, no problem. I can come up with 60 positive things about myself. Excuse me. And so I started writing, and I got to number, I don't know, 11, I think, or 12. And I was like, I can't, I don't know what else to write. And I was like, this is pathetic. He wants me to come up with 60 and I'm stuck on 12. That's a long road to hoe. Like, what in the world am I going to do now? That means I've got, what, 48 more to write? Oh, no. And it literally took me, I don't know, a week at least. I don't know. I don't remember what the exact time was, but it was a long time. And I was like, and finally he sent me a little cheat sheet. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm okay. That and that and that. And then bam. And the cheat sheet had like 280 on it or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I can start relating to this. And once you open your eyes and you see the greatness that you actually have inside of you, and you start writing that stuff down, and it starts becoming real, it starts becoming part of who you are. And it became real for me, and life started to change and get better and better and better and better. And guess what? And then I made a mistake. Doesn't mean that I blow off my mistakes. I made a mistake. And here's the thing. I own them. I correct them if I can, as quickly as I can. And then I let it go. I let it go. Because if you don't let it go, have you ever seen a cat? Cats are, there's a reason why they say cats have 9 lives, because they do some really stupid stuff. We have a cat. We've had multiple cats. Like, cats will do really, really dumb things where they try to jump from one place to another and completely misjudge and miss the mark and land somewhere else, or, whatever, right? But here's what you don't see, or, our dogs will, it's crazy. We have 2 golden retrievers. They're both humongous dogs. And if I'm throwing something, they go tearing after it. Both of them want to get it and bring it back to me. And the puppy likes to grab it and hide under a table or something, so the other dog can't get it. Right. And it's like, but they'll do things where they're I've seen them collide and or slide and roll, or, whatever. And guess what happens? Just like a cat, they just move on. Let's play ball again. Let's keep going. The cat even looks kind of cool, like, nothing to see here, folks. Move right along. And they let it go. We don't do that. Sherry says, Every day in every way, I get better and better. Amen. Good evening, Jedi. How you doing? So, like, these other animals on this planet, besides us humans, they make mistakes too. They make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes are deadly. I get that. We don't want to make deadly mistakes. If we can avoid making deadly mistakes, it is better for the longevity of our lives, right? But I mean, I've seen many a dead animal on the side of the road or in the middle of the road that's like, wow, how could you have made that mistake? You didn't see those headlights coming? How'd you miss that? But they do it, right? We all see that. But animals make mistakes and they don't judge themselves. They don't beat themselves up over it. They move on. They move on. And they say, I don't even know what who knows what they say. But like I said, you see a cat miss a jump or you see a cat do something stupid and you're like, they just move on. They don't, I've never seen a cat beat the heck out of itself. Or the dogs. Our dogs do not. They do dumb stuff all the time. And like they just go right back at it. Let's go. Let's where's the ball? Let's play ball. So like just, you know what? Don't let your mistakes hold you back. Admit to your failures, your mistakes, admit to them, own them, and then do what you can to correct it. And if it's a long-term mistake and you have to, then do what Rick says, asking Dr. Doolittle right now, do what you can to correct it, make a plan to correct it, and then let it go. Listen to the Elsa song, Let It Go. Let it go. I'll never forget hearing Grant Cardone say that by not going live, by not being out there on social media, by not doing everything you can possibly do to get your message out about who you are, you're being selfish. I was like, why would he say that? Dude, you're being selfish. If you have the ability to positively impact the lives of other people and you're not doing it, you're being selfish. It's that simple. There's no other way. There's absolutely no other way to look at it. Sherry says the quicker and quicker we let go of that lower vibrational energy, which really does not serve us, and align with the feeling of what we really want, the quicker that which we want and that which we are being shows up. That's it. You got to let it go. For real, let it go. And stop being selfish. Tell the world about you. Tell people about you. You know, I've done, not including my personal page, my personal Facebook page, I've done around 700 or 800 live streams, and all the other live streams and platforms I've used, I've done somewhere in the vicinity of a couple thousand live streams. And there's not a whole lot of people that can say they've done that. And I'm not saying that to brag. Maybe I just like to talk too much. I don't know. But here's the thing. I get on and I'm real and I'm authentic. Some people don't like that and I don't care. Don't watch me then, bro. Leave. Bye, Felicia. Unfriend me, unfollow me, block me. I don't care. I don't care because here's why. I realize that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I get that. And I don't want to be. I don't want to be everyone's cup of tea. My gosh, what a boring world this would be if we all saw everything the exact same way. It would be really boring. What would we argue about? What would we argue about? What would we get all upset about if we all saw everything the same exact way, right? So I don't want everyone to say, oh, that's not the goal for me in life. The goal for me in life is to positively impact the lives of other people, lift them up, and inspire them to be better than they were when they met me. That's my goal. That's my goal. What's your goal? To stay hidden behind your mistakes? See, that's the other thing is if you make a lot of mistakes, or you've made mistakes. Maybe you made some big mistakes. Maybe you went bankrupt. Like Jim Estes was talking about having 50 cars from his high dollar car lot, 50 cars repossessed in the same day. Talk about a bad day. That's a bad day right there. That is a really bad day, by the way. But he didn't let it keep him down. And you know, we see all these memes on the internet about, you know, throw me to the wolves and I'll come back leading the pack, and, you know, all these cute sayings, and that's cool. I've put some of them out. It's cool. I get it. I love those. But I think that most people are stuck in their errors, in the mistakes that they've made, and they don't know how to let it go. And I mean that. I've made some stupid mistakes. I mean, really, really stupid mistakes. I thought, obviously, at the time I was doing the right thing. I don't know, but I made some bad mistakes. I know other people that have made some horrendous mistakes that went on to be very, very successful anyway, that went on to live very happy and productive lives anyway. How did they do that? They let go of the mistakes. They did not let those mistakes define who they are. They let go of the mistakes and they moved on from them. And they focused on being creative and they focused on being productive. And that is how you move on from your mistakes. So put the ball bat down, as my buddy used to say. Quit beating yourself up and get your message out there. The world needs Colleen. Colleen, the world needs you. Sherry Gideons, the world needs you. Jedi Hill, the world needs you. Jason Kelsey, the world needs you. Rick Shavusti, the world needs you, bro. Anthony Green, my brother, how you doing, man? There's my brother right there. Truckers Against Predators, my brother. Look, man, like I said, we all live in 95% of our subconscious past, amen, instead of our conscious mind of wishes and dreams. It's the truth. And here, if I could just expand on what Sherry just said real quick before I go. Listen, Dr. Joe Dispenza says that 95% of everything we do is being controlled by our unconscious mind. Think about it. How many times have you blinked in the last 120 seconds? How many times did your heart beat? How many breaths did you take? How many times did you move your hand or move your fingers or crinkle your nose or whatever, right? You have no idea. You know why? It's because you did it unconsciously. Just like the rest of your life is. 95% of everything we are doing is done on an unconscious level. We don't even realize we're doing it. We respond to problems with money. If I tell you, dude, you could go make $1 million a day if you would just do A, B, C, and D, your mind probably, unless Grant Cardone, if you're watching, he would buy it. He'd be like, what? That's it? That's all I'm allowed to make? Oh, I don't want in on this program. But like if you said, hey, you can make $1 million a day, you could get, like, most people can't fathom that. So their unconscious mind automatically shuts that idea down. No way, man. That's not us. We can't get in on that program. You already know you're incapable. And the reason your unconscious mind is doing that is because you were programmed by other people. You were programmed to believe that nonsense, and so you believe that it's true because you were programmed at an early age. I just involuntarily crinkled my nose. Right. Do you see what? That's the power, though, of suggestion that other people have over us. And so if I say to you that 95% or more of what you're doing is unconscious, right? Here's the crazy part. Dr. Joe Dispenza also says that 50%, it's scientifically proven, that we're walking around, we're telling ourselves these stories, right? Every day, we're 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day on average. And most of it is us living in the past. So 90+% of everything we're thinking unconsciously is from the past. Here's the craziest part. You ready for this? The craziest part is more than 50% of what we're telling ourselves about the past is a lie. It's a lie. We're making it up. We're fabricating it. We're embellishing it. And I've used this example before. You get out of bed, you stub your toe on the nightstand. Oh, that hurt. You're crying and you're screaming. You're like, oh my God, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. And then later on the day, you're at work and you're telling your coworker, oh my God, I stubbed my toe this morning, ruined my entire day. I'm pretty sure it's broken. And then you go on, you're telling other people, I broke my toe this morning. And then later on, you're like, I think I'm going to have to go have surgery on my broken toe. When, dude, you don't know if it's broke. It probably isn't broke. You just stubbed your toe. You're making all of this up. You're embellishing the facts. Doesn't mean you're a bad person, because everybody does it. Everybody does it. It just means that you have to become aware, become consciously aware of all of this stuff that's constantly going on in your head that's not intentionally sabotaging your success in life. And you're involuntarily crinkling your nose when somebody says that. I'm telling you, the power of our mistakes, it's unbelievably powerful. How powerful our thoughts over our mistakes. And some of those mistakes aren't even real. They're not even real. Like it may have been a mistake that we made, but then our mind embellishes that too and blows it out of proportion. Sherry says, Dr. Joe says our bodies have become the captain and we have become the servant to our body, where it should be the other way around. Amen. Amen. Throw off all that hinders. Let go. You never owned it anyway. Stop hiding. Start living. Brother, I appreciate you typing that out there. Glenn Caldwell, my brother, how in the world are you? There's a 75 hard completer. There's a 75 hard completer, Rick Shavusti. And my screen just zoomed in. This magic mouse is awesome. I love it, but just sometimes it just like zooms my screen in for no reason. Like, it's crazy. I'm barely touching it. It zooms in the screen. Anyway, look, I appreciate you guys being on here, jumping on, hanging out with me, listening to me pontificate. I'm kidding. I don't think I was pontificating, but thank you for jumping on here. Thank you for sharing. Everybody that shared this out, thank you. I appreciate you. Put the ball bat down. Stop beating yourself up over your mistakes. Fess up to them, own them, correct them, or make a plan to correct them. And then push forward, man. I mean, really push forward and stop living in your mistakes. You all Have an awesome night. Love you all. Appreciate you all. And I will see you very soon. Have a good night.